Listen carefully. Your desire is not in the future. It already happened yesterday in imagination. If you can accept that feeling as fact, time itself will rearrange to prove you right. Tonight I will show you how to collapse time and let reality catch up with what you have already assumed. Good evening, my friends. Tonight I am going to teach you one of the most powerful techniques I have ever discovered. A technique so simple that a child could understand it, yet so profound that it can literally collapse time and bring your desires to you almost instantly. Tonight you will learn how to teleport to your future and then think from that future as though it were your past. You will learn how to remember your desires as already accomplished, to recall your wishes as already fulfilled, to look back on your dreams as events that have already happened. This is not visualization. This is not imagination in the way most people practice it. This is something far more powerful. This is memory creation. And when you learn to create memories of events that have not yet happened in time, you collapse the gap between desire and manifestation. Are you ready to teleport to your future? Then let us begin. Before I teach you this technique, let me show you what most people do wrong when they try to manifest their desires. Most people think about their desires as future events. They imagine themselves getting what they want someday. They visualize achieving their goals at some point in the future. They dream about the life they will have when their desires finally manifest. When I get the money, I will be happy. When I find love, my life will be complete. When I get the job, everything will change. Do you see the problem? Every time you think about your desire as something that will happen in the future, you are pushing it away from you. You are keeping it perpetually ahead of you. Always tomorrow, never today. The future never comes. Tomorrow never arrives. There is only now, this eternal present moment. And as long as your desire lives in the future, it will never enter the now, where all manifestation takes place. Think about it. When you say, I will be wealthy, you are declaring that you are not wealthy now. When you say, I will be loved, you are confirming that you are not loved now. When you say, I will be successful, you are affirming that you are not successful now. And consciousness creates from what you are now, not from what you will be later. If you are in the state of not having, consciousness creates more not having. If you are in the state of waiting, consciousness creates more waiting. This is why people can visualize and affirm for years without results. They are always looking forward to their desires, never claiming them as present reality. Now let me reveal to you a secret that changes everything. There is a way to bring the future into the present instantly. And that way is through the past. This sounds like a riddle. So let me explain. When you remember something, when you recall an event from your past, how does it feel? Does it feel like you are hoping for it? Does it feel like you are trying to create it? Does it feel uncertain? No. When you remember something, it feels certain. It feels real. It feels accomplished. It feels like an absolute fact that cannot be changed. Think about what you did yesterday. Do you doubt that it happened? Do you question whether it is real? Do you feel anxious about whether it will occur? No, you simply know it happened. You have a memory of it. It is a fact of your experience. This is the energy of the past. This is the feeling of something already accomplished, already done, already experienced. And this is the exact energy you need to bring to your desires. When you can remember your desires as though they already happened. When you can recall your wishes as though they were past events. You give them the reality, the certainty, the already done quality that collapses the gap between desire and manifestation. So here is the technique. It is simple, but you must practice it exactly as I teach you. Tonight before you go to sleep, you are going to teleport to your future. You are going to jump ahead in time to a moment after your desire has been fulfilled. Not the moment of getting it, but a moment after you have had it for a while. If you desire money, Do not imagine receiving money. Instead, teleport to a moment 3 months after you became wealthy. If you desire a relationship, do not imagine meeting someone. Instead, jump ahead to a moment 6 months into the relationship. If you desire success, do not visualize achieving it. Instead, teleport to a moment after you have been living in that success for some time. Why after, not during? Because during still has the energy of becoming. After has the energy of being. You want the energy of already accomplished, already settled, already normal. So you close your eyes and you teleport. You jump ahead in time. You are now in your desired future. You are living in the reality where your wish is fulfilled. This is not something that might happen. This is not a hope or a dream. This is where you are right now in this exercise. You have teleported to this moment. Now, from this future moment, you are going to think backwards. You are going to remember how it all happened. You are going to recall the journey that brought you here. You are going to think about your desire as something that happened in your past. This is where the magic happens. You are not imagining the future. You are remembering it. Let me give you a specific example. Suppose you desire to own a beautiful home. Here is how you would practice this technique. Close your eyes. Teleport 6 months into the future. You are now sitting in your beautiful home. You have been living here for months. It is completely normal now. You take it for granted from this position in the future. You begin to remember. You think back to the day you got the keys. You recall how excited you were. You remember the first night you slept in this home. You think about how you told your friends the good news. You recall the feeling of relief and joy when everything worked out. Do you see what you are doing? You are creating memories, not future projections, but actual memories as though these events already occurred in your past. And here is the crucial part. You are not creating these memories from your present moment looking forward. You are creating them from your future moment looking backward. You have teleported to the future. And from that future position, you are remembering the past. This is thinking like it happened yesterday. This is remembering your desire as an accomplished fact. Let me explain why this technique works. So much better than ordinary visualization or affirmation. When you visualize something in the future, your mind knows it has not happened yet. There is doubt. There is uncertainty. There is the question of, will this really happen? Even if you try to convince yourself, there is always a gap between where you are and where you want to be. But when you remember something, your mind accepts it as fact. Memories feel real. Memories feel certain. Memories feel accomplished. There is no doubt in a memory. By creating memories of your fulfilled desire, by remembering your wish has already accomplished, you give your subconscious mind the signal that it is done. Your subconscious does not know the difference between a memory of something that happened in linear time and a memory you created through imagination. To your subconscious, a memory is a memory, and memories are facts. When you consistently remember your desire as already accomplished, your subconscious accepts this as reality. And when your subconscious accepts something as reality, it begins to reorganize your entire world to match that reality. Opportunities appear. Circumstances shift. People say unexpected things. The bridge of incidents builds itself naturally and effortlessly because your subconscious is working from the assumption that it is already done. Now let me teach you how to enhance this technique with the right feeling. When you remember something that happened yesterday, notice the quality of that feeling. It is not excitement. It is not hope. It is not anticipation. It is a calm, settled, natural feeling of yes, that happened. There is a certainty to it, but not a straining certainty. There is a realness to it, but not an effortful realness. It simply is. It is a fact of your experience, and facts do not require effort to maintain. This is the exact feeling you want when you remember your desire as already accomplished. Not the excitement of something about to happen, not the hope that it might occur, but the calm settled knowing that it already happened. When you teleport to your future and create memories looking backward, you want to feel the way you feel about yesterday. Normal, natural, certain, done. A woman came to me who wanted to manifest a specific amount of money for a down payment on a house. She had been visualizing receiving the money for months with no results. She was getting frustrated and discouraged. I taught her this technique. I said, stop imagining receiving the money in the future. Instead, teleport 3 months ahead. You now have the money. You have made the down payment. You are living in your new home. From that position, remember back to the day the money came. Recall how it happened. Think about it like you think about yesterday. She practiced this every night for 2 weeks. And she noticed something interesting. As she remembered the money coming to her as she recalled it as a past event, she began to feel different about money in her present moment. The desperate hoping fell away. The anxiety dissolved. She felt calm and certain, like someone who knows something good already happened. Within 3 weeks, the exact amount she needed came to her through a source she had never considered. Her aunt, whom she rarely spoke to, called and offered her the money as an early inheritance. The money came easily, naturally, almost as though it had been waiting for her to remember that it was already hers. Now here is something profound about this technique. When you remember the future, you collapse time. Time is not a rigid structure. Time is consciousness unfolding in sequence, and consciousness can rearrange that sequence any way it chooses. When you create a memory of the future, you are telling consciousness that the future has already occurred, and consciousness responds by collapsing the apparent gap between now and then. From your present moment, 3 months might seem like a long time to wait for your desire. But when you teleport to 3 months in the future and remember backward, those 3 months become yesterday. They become the past. They become already done. And when something is already done in consciousness, the physical world rushes to catch up. What seemed like it would take months can happen in days. What seemed impossible can become inevitable. This is not magic. This is understanding how consciousness operates. Consciousness does not move through time linearly. Consciousness can be at any point in time simultaneously. When you consciously place yourself at the point of fulfillment and remember backward, you are collapsing the journey into a single moment of recognition. Let me give you a simple daily practice that will make this technique even more powerful. Every morning when you wake up, before you get out of bed, take 2 minutes to remember your fulfilled desire. Teleport to your desired future. From that future position, recall the journey that brought you there. Remember it like you remember yesterday. Throughout your day, whenever you think about your desire, do not think forward to it. Think backward from it. Catch yourself when you start thinking, I want this or I hope this happens, and immediately shift to, oh yes, I remember when this happened. That was wonderful. At night before sleep, practice the full technique. Teleport to your future. Live in that moment of fulfillment. Then create detailed memories of how it all came to be. Fall asleep in the feeling of remembering, not in the feeling of wanting. This consistent practice trains your consciousness to live from the end, not to hope for the end, not to work toward the end, but to remember the end is already accomplished. Let me give you some specific examples of how to think like it happened yesterday for different desires. For money, I remember when that money came in, I was so relieved. I remember calling my sister to tell her the good news. I remember how natural it felt to pay off those bills. That was such a good day for love. I remember the day we met. I remember our first conversation. I remember realizing this was exactly what I had been hoping for. I remember telling my friends about her. It all feels like it was just yesterday for success. I remember when I got that promotion. I remember the moment my boss called me into her office. I remember the satisfaction I felt. I remember telling my family about it. It's still hard to believe it was 6 months ago already. For health, I remember when I started feeling better. I remember the doctor's surprise at my test results. I remember the energy returning to my body. I remember thinking I knew this would happen. That was such a turning point. Notice the language. Notice the feeling. You are not hoping, not visualizing, not affirming. You are remembering. You are recalling. You are thinking about your desire as an event that already took place. This is how you teleport to the future and think like it happened yesterday. When you practice this technique consistently, something remarkable happens. You stop worrying about how your desire will manifest. You stop trying to figure out the path. You stop forcing and pushing and struggling. Why? Because when you remember something, you do not question how it happened. You simply know it did. The details of how become irrelevant. All that matters is that it happened. This is the ultimate form of detachment. You are not detached from your desire. You are detached from the how, because you are living from the position of it already being done. And when you are detached from the how, the universe has infinite ways to bring your desire to you. The bridge of incidents builds itself. The path appears. The means unfold. And often they unfold in ways you never could have planned or predicted. A man wanted to start a business, but had no capital, no connections, and no clear path forward. Every time he thought about it, he felt overwhelmed by the obstacles. He did not know how it could happen. I taught him to stop thinking about how and start remembering that. I told him to teleport 1 year into the future, where his business was thriving, and from that future position to remember back to how it all began. He practiced this faithfully, and something shifted in him. The anxiety about how fell away. He stopped seeing obstacles. He stopped feeling overwhelmed. He simply knew with calm certainty that his business existed and was successful. He remembered it as already done. Within 6 months, a series of unexpected connections and opportunities appeared. A former colleague offered to invest. A chance meeting led to his first major client. Resources appeared from sources he had not considered. The bridge built itself naturally and perfectly, because he had stopped trying to build it consciously and had started remembering it as already crossed. Let me share with you the ultimate secret of this technique. When you teleport to the future and think like it happened yesterday, you are not really traveling through time. You are recognizing that past, present, and future are all one in consciousness. Everything exists now. Your desire does not exist in the future waiting to be created. It exists now as a present reality in the infinite field of possibilities. When you remember it as already accomplished, you are not creating a false memory. You are accessing the true memory of an already existing reality. This is why this technique works. You are not pretending. You are not making something up. You are recognizing what is already true in the dimension where all creation takes place. Your desire is already accomplished. It already happened. Not in the future, but now in consciousness. And consciousness is the only reality that creates. When you remember this truth, when you recall your desire as already done, you align with what is already true. And the physical world must reflect it. Tonight before you sleep, I want you to try this technique. Choose one desire, just one. Close your eyes and teleport to a moment in your future where this desire is already fulfilled. Jump ahead 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever feels right. Now from that future moment, remember backward. Recall how it happened. Remember the day your wish was fulfilled. Remember how you felt. Remember what you did. Remember what you thought. Create the memory as clearly as you would recall yesterday. Fall asleep in that memory. Let the feeling of it already happened be the last thing you experience before sleep. Do this every night and throughout your day. When you think of your desire, do not think forward to it. Think backward from it. Remember it. Recall it. Think like it happened yesterday. This is the technique. This is how you teleport to the future and collapse time. This is how you bring your desires from tomorrow into today. Teleport to your future. Think like it happened yesterday, and watch as the physical world rushes to catch up with the memory you have created in consciousness. Thank you and good evening. As always, thank you for joining me on this journey into the depths of consciousness. Remember, you are not here by accident. You are here because your soul is ready for this truth. Take these teachings and let them transform not just your mind, but your entire reality. Until we meet again in consciousness, keep assuming your greatness and living from the end of your desires. This is Best of Lectures, and I'll see you in the next video.